Hello and welcome to another episode of the Rebel Creatives podcast. I'm your host Delano and I help creative entrepreneurs increase their revenue using the Rebel Growth System. And in today's episode, we're diving into a crucial topic that could redefine your creative journey. This episode is not just about discussing concepts, it's a practical guide on how to master the art of building and managing your online reputation. Now, you might be wondering, why does online reputation matter for us entrepreneurs, right? Well, mastering this skill is the key to unlocking a world of opportunities. Think enhanced brand recognition, increased customer loyalty, and those doors to exciting collaborations swinging wide open. Your online presence is your digital masterpiece, and we're here to help you paint it with brilliance. And from my perspective and in my business, that is one of the things that I look for. The first thing I look for when I'm looking to work with anyone, how is your reputation, right? Is it a brand that people are gravitating to? Is it something that I would be proud to work with? Am I able to look at your reputation and say, yes, I can help you to leverage this to make your business grow, right? So, reputation matters in every way you look at it, right? But unfortunately, in this digital age, many entrepreneurs face a daunting challenge: the overwhelming impact of negative reviews, right? But that's just the tip of the iceberg. From inconsistent brand representation to the struggle of encouraging positive reviews, the hurdles are real. It's time we address these roadblocks head on. First, you are looking at lack of proactive review strategy. A lot of times, businesses will just sit back and relax and just wait for a review to come in. They say if they're happy, they'll leave one. They only ask a select few people that they think will give them the best testimonials. But there's nothing most business are doing that is like proactive and trying to get those reviews coming in, and even in the way that you would like. For example, asking key questions to guide a person to the answer. Not saying guide them to the answer, but how to answer and give you that user content that they're giving out in a way that you can use it as a story, or you can use it in your messaging to attract new customers, right? Because you're talking about your business all the time. If you can get other persons who have experienced your business to talk about your business, now you're taking it up a notch, right? Next is inconsistent brand representation across platforms. You want to make sure that everything looks the same, right? So everybody can, recognize your brand. Difficulty in encouraging satisfied customers to leave positive reviews, right? And again, I like to say it's as simple as asking, right? If you don't ask, you won't receive. But just asking alone isn't enough. You want to ask, but you want to ask in a way that persons will take action and say their share their experience in a way that others can really look at it and use it to guide them and make it be helpful for them when they're making a decision. Next roadblock is overlooking the importance of responding to reviews, both positive and negative, right? First we run away from the negative ones. We get them, we see them, and like we're not paying it any attention. But really and truly, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're responding to all reviews, both positive and negative, especially the negative ones, because that's your opportunity to turn a bad situation into a potential selling situation where you're selling how your company handles when things go wrong. Because yes, nothing is perfect, but how do you take responsibility for the things that go wrong in your business? How do you, what do you do to make sure that your customers are having the best outcome possible, even when things go wrong? That will encourage people to want to work with you because they know that if anything should go wrong, you're taking care of them. And last but not least, the last obstacle is struggling to recover from a significant online reputation crisis. And I see this happen all the time. Actually, a quick story. I reached out to an entrepreneur who was, their reputation wasn't the best, but there was room for improvement, right? Because it's something that once you, as a business owner, are looking to improve your reputation and you take the necessary steps, you can improve. And I reached out. Um, Long story short, they decided that they would do it on their own, that they are okay with just how it is right now and they'll figure things out and give tips and everything. And in the same week, right, they had of them saying they'll figure it out, they had to close down their business because they didn't handle a negative review well. A lot of business owners, they can't help but take it personal when they get a negative review, and the first thing they do is they go in and they get defensive and they start to put down the person that left that review, and other persons will come to their rescue because that's not the way to do it, right? And then all of a sudden, they move from a 3.5 to a 1 point something review, and they had to close down because nobody was going there anymore, right? So reputation is very important. How you handle everything and how you recover from any online reputation crisis is very important. You have to have these things planned out, and you have to have systems in place, right? So don't let these challenges discourage you, right? I promise you by the end of this episode, you'll feel equipped and empowered to turn these obstacles into stepping stones, all right? I know it's tough out there, especially when it feels like the digital realm is working against us. But believe me, this episode is your roadmap to overcoming these challenges. Stay tuned because we're about to transform your online presence, all right? So, get right in. Let's kick things off. The first step is to conduct a thorough audit of your current online reputation. All right. You want to know where you stand. And I want you to take Jane, who is a local business owner. Her proactive approach saw a 20% increase in positive customer sentiment. All right. So you want to see where you're at. For example, on your Google My Business, you want to look and see how much reviews you have there. How often are you getting these reviews? You want to check and see how much clients you're getting coming into your business that you're doing business with. And then from there, you want to see how much reviews you get in that said week. That's your conversion rate from you serving 10 persons to you getting X amount of reviews, right, in that week. And over a month period, you want to track that for a month to see how is this month going. I served X amount of persons and I got X amount of reviews. You want to also track how much persons are you asking for those reviews, then to see your conversion rate. Because once you have data, you will know what to expect and you will know the amount of work you need to put in to reach the goals that you're setting for yourself. All right. So it's very important to understand and monitor your online presence. As soon as you get, say, a negative, you want to know so that you can handle that proactively, right? Actually, what you want to do is you want to put steps in place so that if a person has a negative experience, they can reach out to management, right? Immediately. Let the doors be open for them to be able to reach out so that you can take action and correct what went wrong immediately. So now you can turn that, as we like to say, frown upside down. All right? Because that is important. If you can limit the amount that goes out there by being proactive, why not? Not to say, because you want to be very careful. You don't want to do review gating. You don't, and if you are a business owner that's blocking people from leaving reviews, That's not the right way to do things, right? The right way is to allow a person their freedom of speech. Let them go, let them express themselves. You also have that freedom of speech to go and you can express yourself, but not to be defensive, but to be acknowledging, to be considerate, and to give room for that error or that mistake or that negative experience to be done in a way where you can make up for it, right? You want to do those things when you're replying or when you're handling those kind of reviews. And just with the positive, you want to be commenting on those positive. You want to know when they're coming in and you want to promptly answer all of that because what? That shows that you are active and Google loves that. So they will get to show you what more, right? And you start to get more testimonials. Why? Because when people check you out, they realize that you respond. And if they leave a testimonial, you're more likely to respond to their testimonial, meaning they can feel like they are being seen, they're being heard, and their feedback is truly appreciated because your company took the time to respond. All right. But you won't be able to do all of these things if you're not monitoring and understanding how your online presence is. All right. Now, the next step, right? And here's where many stumble: brand consistency. And you want to avoid the pitfall of neglecting it. I've seen, John's e-commerce store gain a 15% boost in brand trust and recognition just by ensuring a unified brand image across platforms. And, that's where you want to take care when you create your social media channels, that all of them looks the same. The brand is consistent, right? Your colors are and your font, all of that is um, being consistent across all the platforms. It makes it that you are easily recognized, right? And people will trust your business more because they will know that they're seeing the same thing everywhere they look. It's not different. There's no confusion, right? So that's why it's very important when you're looking at your reputation, right? It's not just what people say about you, it's how you are seen. All right. So it's very, very important to, take care of that so you can create trust, build trust easier for your business. All right. And I want now to talk about the reviews, right? You want to proactively seek them, you want to respond promptly, and you want to watch the magic happen. All right. For example, Sarah's restaurant witnessed a 30% rise in customer engagement after implementing a proactive review strategy. And I know I touched on this a little bit when I was talking about the first step, but once you are doing this, Google will show you up more, right? So now you can get the opportunity to boost your ranking just by replying to these reviews, right? Responding to these reviews. And as a result, more persons will see your user generated content, and then from there they are going to now decide to work with you more because everybody is trained to watch reviews. So now they're seeing all the good things and maybe the bad, but how you respond to it, right? And they're now deciding to say, hey, you know what, I'm going to work with this business because they have a lot of great reviews. Yes, they might have one or two bad ones, but nobody is perfect and they handle it really well. Let me check out their website. Let me check out their more of their content. Let me go and see what's their prices if it's within my, you get more persons considering you to do business with. All right. So you want to make sure that you're encouraging your customers to leave reviews and you are managing those reviews well. All right. Now, these steps are not just about avoiding mistakes, right? They're about crafting a narrative that speaks volumes about your brand, right? You want to embrace the journey and the results will speak for themselves. Now, this is not something that you'll just do one time. This is something that you want to do consistently for as long as you're in business, all right? Because um, A lot of times we look at things and we want results in the short run, right? But some things are long term. And for this, you want to make sure that you don't only start and you do it once and you're looking for things to happen immediately. It doesn't happen and then you stop, right? Just as how you keep the lights going in your business, you want to make sure that you're taking care of these long-term strategies that build your reputation, that build your brand, right? So before we wrap up, remember that your online reputation is a dynamic canvas. With each response, each positive review, you're shaping a narrative that resonates with your audience. So don't see it as a chore, see it as an opportunity to connect, learn, and grow. All right. Now, as entrepreneurs, we thrive to break the mold, right? Especially when we're looking at things to be rebel and creative, right? And managing your online reputation is no different. It's about it's not about conforming, it's about standing out authentically, right? So get ready to unleash your creative prowess in the digital realm. The world is waiting for your story, beautifully painted across the vast canvas of the internet. Stay inspired, stay rebellious, and until next time, this is Delano Wallace signing off.